All right, so my talking points today is to take a look at Google's front page for any search on a keyword. And what you'll start to notice that Google used to be really famous for internet search and organic internet search and serving up relevant content to our search queries. That's how they built their business. Now, only 7% of that entire front page is organic search. The rest is all paid ads. And that's the unfortunate direction that things are going on the web. Organic searches are going to get harder and harder and harder to do. Should we quit? Absolutely not. There's some things to get around that so we can still play that game instead of having to pay to play is what they call it. Social medias have now picked up this. Facebook, for example, pay to play. If you put a post, it doesn't go out very far. It used to go out to your friends and your friends' timeline and your friends' friends' timelines and all the way out, and it doesn't happen anymore like that. So they're really turning on the heat to try to make a profit. Nothing wrong with that, except for if you want to reach out to people, you got to pay to play. The other interesting thing that Facebook is doing is that, say I do a Google search for canoes, and I'm looking at some canoes, and then I jump over to Facebook, and all of a sudden I notice ads on my page about canoes. How'd they know that? Well, they're looking at your cookies on your browser. As soon as you log in, they look right at your cookies on your browser. And that way they can put relevant content ads over onto your page. If you've ever wondered how that all happened, besides your profile and some of the things you post, well, they're looking at your cookies on search in particular. And a lot of people don't know on Facebook, you can go over and turn the ads off up in the upper right-hand corner. It's very hard to see the little down arrow. They don't want you to see that, but you can turn them off. So that's kind of interesting. So one of the big questions is then, you know, from an organic search standpoint, how do you get your name out there so that it's everywhere, it's ubiquitous? Anytime anybody does a search for your keywords, you're going to start to be in that 7% on the Google front page. And there, I got three important ways of doing that. One is like this, podcasting. Get out there, get video up on YouTube, which is the second largest search engine in the world and also owned by Google. So the more you podcast, and your podcasts, of course, they have taglines, they also have descriptions, and you use keywords and all that stuff. That's one way. Another really clever way is to get an Amazon store. And if you're going to write a book like Frank is, and I just published one book, I need an Amazon store. And Amazon stores are free. And you get them up there, and Google, of course, spiders Amazon like nobody's business, and they're never going to filter out Amazon results. That's just never going to start happening, I don't think, anyway. So Amazon stores with your keywords in them will get you listed as well. And then eBay, oddly enough, another ploy is an eBay store. And so between those two, and of course, eBay is owned by PayPal. And so you know, they're not going to start filtering those things out. Turns out very well. And then my final talking point was we have a gentleman in our 111 group that's a massage therapist. And let me see, I should give him a shameless plug here. Hang on a minute. And that would be sensationalhands.com. That's sent as in C-E-N-T, sensationalhands.com. Eric, I was sitting there talking with him, and it had come up the previous week. I'd worked with a computer repair shop and took them from $1,500 in sales a month to $11,200 in 20 days. How'd I do that? Well, one of the things that I revisited with them this year, I seem to do this annually with them, I wanted to move them in the direction of HIPAA and HIPAA compliance, and that's a medical item. Every doctor, every occupational therapist, every sports therapy person, massage has to go along with HIPAA laws, which are federal laws about privacy. And along with that, their computers have to be checked, there has to be logs, there have to be all of this different stuff. And poor Eric didn't know that he might need to comply with that. That was kind of an interesting thing, that with guys with badges and guns that can come shut you down and put huge fines against you, they're not disseminating who really needs to deal with HIPAA and who doesn't from a business standpoint. So that's kind of my talking points, guys and girls. Dick, what